Russia is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. Winston Churchill. Hey guys, welcome back to One Candle Society for another Top 5. Here with your host, Vic Whateley.
And Marcus D.
And today, we're counting down our Top 5 Russian legends.
Number 5. Snake-Lubac. Most of us, when we see a shooting star, we become excited because we get to make a wish. However, some Russians believe shooting stars are a sign of a dangerous creature known as Snake-Lubac, or the fiery serpent. Once it lands on Earth, this demonic creature quickly searches for a victim. It takes on the form of a lost love to whoever unfortunately crosses its path. However, this creature can't transform perfectly, as it's said they have a difficult time hearing, and it's said they struggle with pronouncing certain religious words. This creature tricks its victims into believing their lover never died, and they were just imagining their death, often offering their victim gifts or trinkets that simply turn into dust with the sunrise. It's said that its victims will often experience weight loss, hallucinations, and eventually are even driven to the point of ending their own life. This legend is particularly disturbing because many of us know deep down how far we would go to believe that a loved one had never truly left us.
Number 4. Voices from Hell. As the story goes, a team of Russian researchers attempting to drill a super deep hole, around 9 miles deep, discovers something truly disturbing. When approaching the 8.9 mile mark, they drilled into a vast cavity, and curious about what was going on beneath, dropped a super heat resistant microphone down into the cavern. What they supposedly caught? Wails and cries of what seemed to be a nearly infinite amount of people just wailing in pain. The story goes on to say, later that night, while still disturbed from their first findings, a massive plume of smoke rose out of the hole, taking the form of a gigantic man with bat wings, saying in Russian, "I have conquered." This story can be traced back at least to 1989, but really caught its footing circulating around the early internet. And the best part? They brought evidence. They had the recording that they could allow people to hear. The unfortunate truth of the matter, the recording was a fake. This amazing story is most likely a hoax. It was widely spread through many conspiracy sites and primarily propagated by people trying to prove the existence of a literal hell. In an odd twist, many of the characteristics of this story share similarities with a real Russian digging site, a super deep hole found in western Russia. Although not in Siberia, the connections can be noted, and some people argue that the truth of the story can be found there. Although likely not a true urban legend, this story has had a great impact on many individuals that have heard it and has given it a great deal of staying power, pushing it into modern legend.
Number 3. Black Volga. Starting in the 1960s, a legend began circulating in the Soviet Union of a black Volga limousine with horns for mirrors that would prowl the streets at night, abducting unsuspecting children. Depending upon where in the Soviet Union you heard this legend, the car was driven by everything from crazed nuns to vampires to even the devil himself. Why they were being abducted ranged from everything from malice to bizarre rituals, or even the children being harvested for medical treatments for rich businessmen. Later versions of this story have the driver of the car asking for the time to lure unsuspecting people into the car, or the person who gave him the time would simply die at the same time the next night. It's easy to believe how this legend could be spread, as the Volga was a type of car that was often driven by the KGB and would cause intense paranoia to anyone who saw it.
Number 2. The assassination of Gregory Rasputin. On the evening of December 30th, 1916, Gregory Rasputin was assassinated, putting an enigmatic end to an already enigmatic life. He was invited to the home of Prince Felix Yusupov. What he did not know was that this was all part of a plot to assassinate him. The first means by which Prince Felix attempted to kill the mad monk was through poisoning, putting a large amount of potassium cyanide in both his cake and his wine. After Rasputin had already eaten and drank more than enough to have killed him many times over, he simply reported his head feeling heavy and a stomach ache. Becoming frustrated, Prince Felix then drew a gun and shot him near the heart. The monk stumbled back, his eyes beginning to flutter, then shooting open and continuing to come after the prince, who fled into the courtyard. Rasputin then determined to throttle him while being poisoned and with a gunshot wound. Confronted him in front of many of his men, where he is shot 4 times, this finally taking the man from his feet. Although Felix and his men were worried that he may have another miraculous recovery, they quickly wrapped him in linen and threw him in a nearby frozen river. He was soon found dead, leaving us to wonder how one man could sustain so much damage and still barely give in to death.
Number 1. Metro 2. Metro 2 is the name of a supposed underground tunnel system created by Joseph Stalin that ran parallel with the public metro system underneath Moscow. It was rumored to be connected to both the Kremlin as well as a nearby airport. It was also rumored that these tunnels were used by the Russian government from everything from simple secret government transit to being home to secret labs for horrific scientific experiments. Many people believe that some of these experiments even escaped, and these monsters are still lurking in the tunnels underneath Moscow to this day. Several defectors from the Russian government have come forward over the years claiming these secret tunnels exist. In 1994, the leader of an urban exploration group, the Diggers of the Underground Planet, even claimed to have found the entrance to this supposed underground system. It's no secret that governments create various black sites and secret ways to move whatever they need to. Knowing how guarded the Russian government is, the secrets of this one will likely remain buried underneath the Kremlin.
Hey guys, thank you for checking out another One Candle Paranormal Top 5.
We had such a great time making this video because it was fan selected. Thank you Dominus319 for giving this great idea for a video. We love our fans so much for giving us these ideas.
And as always, if you guys enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. All that stuff really helps out.
And don't forget to hit that little notification bell so that you guys can stay up to date on all the One Candle Paranormal content that's coming out.
Have you ever found yourself wishing that perhaps there could be more One Candle content out there? Well, guess what? We have an answer for you. Support us on Patreon, and we'll do our best to get you more information. The primary thing holding us back from putting stuff out is we both have full-time jobs. And if we could quit that and do this full-time, promise me, you'd get a lot more content.
Yeah, guys, anything that you guys give us to help us is going to come back to you guys in just that much paranormal content. But we appreciate any support that you guys give us. But most importantly, keep believing,
because we'll keep listening.